Hey guys, Kris here for Thomann's Guitars and Basses. In today's Guitar Tech Tips video, we are checking out the first step of setting up your guitar, neck relief and truss rod. In this series, I want to show you how to get the most out of your guitars and how to fix the most common issues. I try to use as few special tools as possible. These are expensive, but in some cases necessary. This is the first part of our complete guitar setup video series, so if you don't want to miss out on the other episodes, hit subscribe, ring that bell. Thank you. There are obviously different guitar constructions. You will need different tools for all these guitars. This is what you need for a Gibson guitar. This is a 1/8 inch Allen key which will fit your USA Fender guitar. This is a 3/16 inch Allen key for Mexican Fender guitars. And this is a 4mm Allen key for all metric guitars, which means most Asian produced guitars. On most guitars, you will find a truss rod access at the headstock. On some guitars you have a cover on it, some don't even have that. You have to unscrew it to access the screw. If you don't find anything here in the headstock, you will have to go to the neck pocket. You can have a wheel, adjusting wheel. You'll find that on Music Man, Charvel, some Harley Benton models, some Fender models. There are quite a few guitars having that. It's a very fast way, very efficient way of setting up the neck relief. If you cannot find anything here or here, it's probably going to be a vintage or a vintage style Fender guitar, and then you have to remove the neck. In theory, it's all very simple. You turn the truss rod clockwise to tighten it and counterclockwise to loosen it. What happens if you tighten it? Your neck and the truss rod will look like this, and if you loosen it, it will look like this. There are a few 8 and 9 string guitars and quite a few basses with dual truss rods. They have 2 truss rods running parallel. It doesn't change a thing. You do the same thing, you tighten and loosen them the same way. Let's check the neck relief on this guitar. You simply choose a string, push down the first and the last fret, and check in the middle of the string how the relief is. Alright, this is way too much. For all who are obsessed with numbers, I measured 0.5 millimeter between the string and the fret in the middle of the neck. Let's tighten the neck. I want to tighten the neck, so I have to go clockwise. Don't over tighten the truss rod. Go for maybe 1/4 of a turn first. Check the relief. If it's not enough, you can go for a second one. Just don't overdo it. You should of course repeat this on the other E string too. Alright, that looks way better. I measured 0.20 millimeters, which is way less, and it's enough for a very nice low action. Then again, these numbers are of course not almighty. If you're a shredder and you want a super low action, you can make that neck pretty much dead straight. On the other hand, if you don't mind a little higher action and you want those strings to ring out beautifully, you can of course have a bit more relief. Let's put the truss rod cover back on. And by the way, if you're using a power drill, make sure not to over tighten screws. Very important. Alright, it's time for a test ride. I'm pretty happy with the result. And you guys can let me know in the comments section how you like your guitar setup and why. Don't be afraid of fixing and setting up your guitar yourself. It's not all that hard if you know what you're doing and you have the fitting tools. I'd love to show you how to be your own guitar tech.